MockLink TV and MockLink Internet, online at mpw.org. Each weekday morning, our local talk segment brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show.
Good morning, AM 860, FM 95.1, KWPC. I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us this morning for Moving Forward, as always, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. We're glad to be able to bring that to you. MockLink is always Muscatine's fastest internet, and gigabit speed is coming. MockLink TV beats satellite and includes video and music streaming. New subscribers save big, even more when you bundle. Learn more at mpw.org. I'm Jordan Davis, and joining me here in the studio this morning from the United Way of Muscatine, Shane Orr and Michelle. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Michelle, I'm so sorry. What is your last name? We talked for 2 seconds out there.
Michelle Rhodes.
Michelle Rhodes. Oh, Michelle Rhodes. Goodness gracious. I feel terrible. We've got so many folks to come through here. I always forget somebody's name once in a while. I apologize. But we're glad to have you in here, Shane Orr and Michelle Rhodes from the United Way of Muscatine. And we're excited to have you in to tell us about all the things that United Way is up to because, as always, it's always fun to hear what you guys have going on because there's always something good and it's always something that's great for the community of Muscatine. So what's going on?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that I think Michelle needs to be in here more so that you get more familiar with her. And then
Thanks, Shane.
I'll start off with that. But no, we have several things going on. In a couple weeks, 2 weeks from tomorrow, two weeks from tomorrow, we have our annual Fall Day of Caring. Mm-hmm. So we'll have about 450 volunteers doing projects in the community. That's anything from working at senior citizen homes, to nonprofits, to the city parks. So they'll be doing a wide range of projects. It's what we call our Adult Day of Caring because it's mostly adults that are participating in the fall. Gotcha. And then all the students do it in the spring.
Gotcha.
So we used to do them all together, but then it just grew to the size that we couldn't manage all at one day.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have, right?
Right.
So what are some of the things that you mentioned you mentioned some of the things that you do, but what does a real day of caring look like? Is it because it's not just about, going out and raking some leaves, but it's also about getting involved with folks that need the help, right?
Yeah. So in many cases, some of the senior citizens that we're helping, if you're able-bodied, come fall, as you said, you're raking leaves, you may be cleaning out your gutters, you're getting things ready for the winter, taking care of the yard, and some senior citizens just aren't able enough to be able to do that on their own. So for them to have volunteers that can come and kind of take care of their yard for them is like a huge help. So we work with Senior Resources and some other organizations that work with seniors in town to make sure that we're connecting with the people that need the help the most. Mm-hmm. I mean, the seniors is just one aspect of Day of Caring, but
right.
It's one of I think the more, the one that people think of when they think of Day of Caring the most.
Right.
So.
And it's great. And it's a great thing to be taking care of the senior citizens, especially here in the Muscatine, because they're the ones they put in their dues for the many years that they've been living here. So it's our turn to pay them back a little bit, right?
Yep, that's exactly right.
That's exciting. Right. So that's Day of Caring, and it's going to be
the 26th.
The 26th. Oh wait, yeah, we just talked about that. It's going to be the 26th this month.
Yep. So and it goes all day. We have a lunch out at Calvary. Is going to be the site for the lunch, and so everybody kind of congregates there midday and eats and gets a little bit of a break, and then they go back out. Some teams only work in the morning or only work in the afternoon, but a lot of teams do all day. So. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. How can folks get involved? What do they need to do to sign up, or do they just show up the day of?
Well, most of them have already. We've already gotten the team signed up.
Gotcha.
But if there's somebody out there that really wants to get involved, we're not going to turn anybody down. So.
Right. Is this the kind of thing where businesses will take they'll bring in their team, they'll have several of them from the office come in and they'll say, here, this is the just spitballing, First National Bank team's going to come in and do something, stuff like that?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Excellent.
Yep.
That's a lot of fun. That's a really cool thing to be able to help provide a little bit of extra service to those here in Muscatine that could use it, because, getting out and shoveling your drive or raking your leaves or whatever it isn't always a fun thing to do or always a plausible thing to do either. Right. So that's really cool. So what else is going on? What more can we talk about Day Caring? Is there anything else coming up? Any other big events you guys really want to push forward?
Yeah, we've got, let me turn this. We've got Coats for Kids going on right now.
great.
This week it's a 9/11 Day of Action project. Shane just looked it up, and apparently today is the 9/11 project is the biggest. What did you say?
It's the biggest charitable day in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
In terms of people participating in it.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Wow.
So we're doing Coats for Kids as part of that all week long. We've got businesses that have boxes set up for people to bring their coats in. And we've got one at our office too, downstairs in the Pearl Plaza building, if anybody wants to bring any.
Those are, you don't think about, I think I've said about 20 times in the last 5 minutes, but you don't really think about in the winter time just the fact of even getting into the car or into the bus or whatever it is to go to school because a lot of these coats are for kids, I'm sure.
Right.
That little bit of time spent out in the cold, that's how you catch a cold, that's how you catch something, that's how you get, your health doesn't stay the best, especially if you don't have a coat. And a lot of these kids will be walking back and forth to school too, even during the winter months. So having a coat, a solid coat, is a really big deal. So be sure to get out and give this coat drive, because that's kind of a big deal. What's it been like in the past when you've collected them? Have you guys had great success with this in the past?
Shane, I'll let you answer that. I wasn't here last time, so.
Yeah. Well, what we do is we team up with Community Action here in Muscatine, and so the coats go to Community Action to distribute to people in need.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, we've done it in multiple different ways, but we used to do coats for adults and children, but really we've found that the kids are the ones that really need the coat the most. So. That's kind of what the focus has been. And really, I mean, the preference would be to get new coats, but if you have gently used, we'll certainly take them. But not coats that you would never wear. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't want the torn coats that you're just like need to get out of your closet and nobody could really wear.
We say at home work coats. That's what those are. The ones the ones you don't wear out unless you're going out to work. Or
right.
Like that.
It should be coats that you yourself would probably feel fine wearing. But
and a lot of people, their kids outgrow their coats so fast.
Exactly.
That's just as easy to give those. I'm sure a lot of folks just have a bunch of those hanging in their closets. Like, oh well, that kid's outgrown them, but I don't really want to get rid of it yet because you never know who could need it. Well, these folks do need it, so that's go searching through your closet because you'll be surprised what you'll come across and what could really make a difference.
And we need all sizes. I mean, we go infants through high school, so all sizes, adults and children. So
yeah, and that can be I like to tell people that you could fit a couple of folks in my coats. So it'd be even if you're bigger, even if you don't know if your coat would fit a high schooler, you'd still give because they can wear anybody can wear anything. So that's awesome. So the coat drive's running now through just
all week. Monday through Friday. So we'll have our box at our office, and businesses around town have put them, and I think some churches joined in too.
Great. Excellent. That's a really cool thing to be able to help. You guys just do so much for the community in the sense of, you've got Day of Caring. You're going to be going out. You're going to be helping folks that need help with yard work, whatever it is. You mentioned there was some other stuff, too, that you guys do on that day. And then you're also helping collect coats and on top of all the other things that the United Way is helping make happen. So that's a really cool, that's a really neat thing to get to hear about. So what else is going on, Shane? What more can you tell us about?
Well, I'd say the other thing that we have going on that kind of coincides with the Day of Caring lunch is we have our campaign kickoff. So none of what we do can be done without the support of the community and the staffing that it takes to organize everything that we do. So, this is the time of year where many businesses are participating in that, allowing their employees to give through payroll deduction. So we are dealing with any business in town that wants to get involved in giving back in that way can certainly contact us, and Michelle and I go out and speak to different groups throughout town and let them know kind of what all the things we're involved in throughout the year and ways that they can help us either financially or through volunteering and giving back in that way as well. So
can you walk us through that as well? Mm-hmm. What are some of the needs outside of your events that you have going on, Day Caring and the coat drive? What are some other needs that you see every day that are just kind of low totem almost. Like they're just a constant need that folks could get involved with any time of the year. I'm certain there's stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. You want to talk about like our investment in agencies and that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, certainly. We get our donations throughout the year from employees, businesses, individuals, and we turn around and we have a granting process that nonprofits around the community have to put in for, and we allocate a bunch of the money that comes in out to those agencies and help them out. I can name a few: MCSA, Senior Resources, the normal nonprofits around the community. Right. We help almost all of them. Anyone that asks, we usually turns around and we help them out, and for those that need it.
Yeah.
And is that helping out? Is that in terms of financial? What all does that encompass?
Usually it's just financially to help them out throughout the year. I mean, obviously they all need our support and need the community's support to keep running throughout the year. Some of them ask for projects, different projects. The Diabetes Walk was one of them. They do the walk every year, so we supported that this year with a small grant. So it can be just about anything.
Yeah.
You guys do a lot for the community. I think I've said that already, but you really do. United Way is a great organization here in Muscatine, all over the country. You run into a lot of United Ways all over, and you're all working towards the same goal, is just helping folks out in their community, and that's really cool. So, anything else you guys really want to highlight here this morning while we're in here? Is there anything else that's high on your docket that you want to make sure folks know about?
Well, I guess just another program that we don't. We kind of we're the champion of the program, Imagination Library here in Muscatine.
Okay.
So basically, Imagination Library provides free books to children up to the age of 5.
Maybe turn that mic towards
you. So, every month they get a book mailed directly to their home in their name through the Dolly Parton Foundation.
Okay.
And it's age appropriate. They've been there's a panel of experts that decides which books go with
put it
which
through a
age
vetting almost.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And so it costs $25 for a year per child to provide the books. They're free to the parents. They're free to be mailed to the parents, but that's how much it costs kind of to administer the program and pay for the books, the shipping and all of that, which ends up being like a little over $2 a book.
Wow.
Which is pretty inexpensive, especially when you that includes the mailing. So
it's almost like a book a month.
Yeah. Yep. It's a book a month. So if you signed up when you were born, you get 60 books.
Wow.
For free, delivered to your home that way. And so we don't. There's no admin fees or anything on top of it. We don't make any money off of the program. All of the money donated to that program goes directly to buy the books.
Just straight turnaround. And
currently, there's over 1,300 children in Muscatine County that are signed up for that.
Really?
Which is only a little under half of the total number that could be eligible for the program. So it takes funds to be able to support the number of children that we're currently sending books to. So it's just another thing outside of our campaign dollars that we're trying to raise. It's another way that you could support if there's it's a very tangible, specific, concrete thing that you could give to, and you would know that your donation goes directly to 100% of that donation is going to the books.
That's really cool. That's interesting. So what is it? What age is it? Did you say?
Yeah, birth to 5.
Birth to 5.
Up till their 5th birthday.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's a crucial time to be reading to your kids.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I've had multiple folks in here to talk about that, about how important and crucial it can be for them to get, even if they're not, having the words put in front of them and said, this is what this word means, this is what this word means. Just hearing that, listening to it and getting to see what it looks like is just as important as actually reading itself. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that's
exactly
a really
cool
right.
program.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, this has been a whole lot of fun, as always, especially when Shane joins us here in the studio. We don't get to see you nearly as much. Nicole's normally the one that's coming in. But
we're pinch hitting for it today.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We really appreciate hearing about all the great things United Way's up to here in Muscatine.
Thank you so much.
Well, this has been great. It's Shane Orr and Michelle Rhodes joining us here in the studio this morning for Moving Forward. As always, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. Mocklink Internet and TV are the best value in entertainment and connectivity, and getting better with world-class fiber. Subscribe now and you'll get fiber when it comes to your neighborhood. Learn more at mpw.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us here for Moving Forward this morning on the voice of Muscatine.com.
You've been listening to Moving Forward on the voice of Muscatine, KWPC, AM 860, FM 95.1. Thanks to our sponsor, MPW Digital TV and Mocklink Internet, the local providers at mpw.org. And remember, Moving Forward, each weekday at 8:15 to learn how Muscatine is on the move.
When severe weather breaks out,